Please support the creation of my hypnosis content by contributing to my Patreon at patreon.com/missinkhnoir and receive exclusive rewards I'm sure you will enjoy. There is so much I would like to build with the support of our community, and I know that we can do it together. The following is a guided meditation hypnosis session between us. I will be your guide for this session. No assumptions or language regarding gender is included here. You will only be referred to as you. The file employs positive reinforcement to aid you in developing these wellness practices. Efforts have been made to ensure that the content will be as accessible to the disabled community as possible. In this session, we'll practice a technique that will help you a great deal in coping with difficult times, helping you turn down the intensity on overwhelming emotions so you can think clearly and do what is best for you. It also helps with general relaxing and meditating. The tone is soft, detached yet warm, supportive and holding no expectations, realistic about the suffering in life, and encouraging about your strength and skill. Never drive or operate heavy machinery while listening to hypnosis. Ensure you are in and will remain in privacy for the duration, and silence all devices. You may like to have water ready to drink when the session is complete. The experience is about to commence. Make all final preparations now. To start, find a comfortable position. Breathe deeply and slowly. If you've listened to my diaphragmatic breathing session, now's the time to practice just that. If you haven't yet, I recommend it. Focus on the sensation of rising and falling while you breathe slowly. Where do you notice it most strongly? In your abdomen? Your chest? Perhaps your shoulders? Or somewhere else? Calm breathing like this sends a message throughout your being that everything can relax. Imagine a guitar being detuned. Your eyes don't need to be open, so you can let them be closed. You can see the guitar, even if you've never held one or been in the same room as one. Your subconscious mind has seen them in television, movies, magazines, online, and can recall it just fine. There is a hand on the head of the guitar, very, very slowly unwinding a tuning peg, while the other hand gently strums the string at a very relaxed pace. So you hear the note dropping, bit by bit, with each strumming of the hand. The guitar is being detuned continuously by tiny increments to the point that you can see and you can feel that guitar string easing, becoming loose, soon to get all limp and floppy. Continue imagining this guitar detuning, seeing, hearing, and feeling it. And you can just breathe comfortably. If you're still consciously controlling your breathing, you can let go of that and just fall into a comfortable, easy, natural pattern of breathing which you don't need to think about. Your subconscious takes the reins just when it's right for you. When you're safe, you can let it happen without even noticing. Release. A guitar strings are a lot like the tendons and muscles in your body in some important ways. They can be tightened and they can be loosened. And right now we're loosening them, aren't we? Feeling that sense of slackening mirrored in the idea of a guitar being detuned. Every gentle strum on the string lower and lower. Have you noticed your body softening, or are you relaxing deeper and deeper, giving in to the natural state of just being limp and motionless is as simple as 3, 2, 1. That string has gotten all floppy and completely unwound. Watch the hand move to the next string of the guitar, unwinding that peg. The notes dropping more and more with each strum, to the point that you can hear how floppy and slack it's becoming. The release is palpable, and those hands continue unwinding each string in turn, letting you hear and see and feel that sagging and softening. Hearing and feeling this guitar string drooping and dropping into a pleasant state of hypnosis. In this realm, we can do anything we want. We can go where we wish and work on what we wish. You don't even have to listen to my voice, because your unconscious will hear it. Your unconscious mind can try anything it wishes, but your conscious mind isn't going to do anything important for now. Your unconscious mind and I are working together, and you can experience and learn from what we discover together. Come with me to a special place inside your mind. We approach a giant whirlpool suspended in the air. This whirlpool harmlessly scrubs away the expectations and assumptions of anyone who passes through it for the duration of the trance. We're going to go through, and you may notice a comforting sense that you don't have to think about where I'm going and where I'm leading you. You can just let go, not needing to think, interested and curious in just all the nuances and details of what I show you. That can feel very nice. That's right. Passing through now, and it just feels like your whole body and mind is pleasantly releasing everything. Sit together with me on top of a lovely hill, perhaps under the shade of a beautiful tree. This hill can be just right for you. There may be grass, dirt, flowers, rocks and pebbles, sand. It can be just what feels good to you. The sun shining above, a gorgeous blue sky stretching out around us. Will the sky be clear when you look, or are there a few pretty clouds? This is a place you can return to any time. This is your hill, a very special, sacred place where only you and a guide you trust can reach. And there may be a tree here, or a gazebo, a campfire, perhaps a small cabin, a great big boulder, or anything that soothes you. It doesn't even have to conform to the laws of the waking world. Perhaps you'd like a waterfall that comes out of the sky, butterflies that change colors, a unicorn friend, or anything you imagine. Here there is a sense of sanctuary which is just for you. Something that's just right. Looking down the hill, you can see it's quite high, but you know that all this belongs to you, and it can feel comfortable and safe. Safe because other things can't make it up the hill to reach the top where we are. They don't have the persistence or focus necessary. They get distracted and stop trying. But you and a trusted guide can just be here, without any effort, high above all the other things, able to focus on the wonderful, comforting things you have on your hill, basking in the warmth of the sun, taking in the beauty of the blue sky, refreshed by a gentle breeze. And if we look down at the bottom of the hill, there's something of a valley. And the valley is yours too. Are there flowers? Places with tall grass? Perhaps a river? Down there you can see all your thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Just down there, going about whatever they're doing. And if you were down there with them, they might frighten you or engage you, and then you might be attached or entangled with them for a time. But when you're way up here, you can see them with perspective. You can see that they are small, and they aren't really what makes you, you. Thoughts and feelings and sensations can be like visitors that pass by. And you know this because they come and they go. Everybody knows that these things pass, and with practice, you can see it happen. You could even learn this skill very quickly. So, they're down there, and they're doing what they're doing. Your thoughts and feelings and sensations. And they can look like animals or objects that are kind of like people, like something in an animated movie. They can be symbolically represented in a way that is unique to you, and it's right for you. It doesn't have to appear the way anybody else says. You look at them, and right away you know what they are. And the impact they tend to have in your mind is also represented. Some might be stomping about and shouting like they're angry, and we can tell that from way up here, even as far away as we are. Above and safe, that thought or feeling or sensation can lose its urgency and power to you. Whatever they're going on about doesn't have to affect you the way they're pressing for it to. Maybe there's one that's sad, moping, whining, or one that's arrogant and strutting. Maybe there's one that's craving an addiction. You could see some that sulk, some that scheme. Any kind of thought or feeling or sensation you have, it's all happening in your mind. It's all down there at the bottom of your hill. And we're up here, above it, at a comfortable distance. And a miraculous thing can start to happen when we look at your thoughts and feelings and sensations from on top of your hill, looking on them with curiosity and patience and loving detachment. You'll find that what they do is what actually comes most naturally to them when they're not entangled with you. And that's for them to move along. They come, say what they need to say, and we hear them. We don't repress them, but we don't attach or feed them or lead them to staying longer than they need to. And they go on their way. The natural thing for them to do is to keep on going and going. And we watch them leave. And it's okay, because you aren't your thoughts or feelings or sensations. You are you. You're something much greater and more precious. On your hilltop, you can find serenity and perspective. You can remember that things like those at the bottom of the hill are temporary, and you don't have to let them interfere with your long-term well-being, your relationships, your self-actualization. These are things that matter, things that you deserve, like everyone. This is an important balance you are discovering. The balance of neither repressing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations, nor getting swept away with them. That's right. You don't have to do either of those things. There's a middle path. And it can be strange and unusual at times, as every true discovery is. You've had such experiences before. You may have had this experience for the first time at a beach, a first time at a library, a first time you had a crush. There was a time that was the first time you crawled, or you talked, or you had a bath. Practices have times when they're difficult. This is something that happens in most cases. There are times when you're making sense of it. You might feel conflicting, difficult feelings like confusion or frustration. That's okay. They will pass. You will also feel rewarding things. With persistence, you can feel pride, happiness. Through everything you experience and all your endeavors, your hilltop is always here for you, ready for you to return. You can come here to notice the sensations of your body. You can watch your thoughts come and go. You can observe your emotions and thank them for communicating with you. All these things that pass through you have a purpose. They come from somewhere, and they tell a story. It doesn't mean the actions they urge you to take are right, but they all deserve acknowledgement. They're a lot like us. Sometimes they think they need one thing when really it's something different that will help them. And seeing that, seeing what can really help you, and knowing you can do it, is a power that is cultivated in this practice. And your hilltop doesn't have to be the same every time you come. Perhaps sometimes your thoughts and feelings and sensations will be the clouds in the sky. Or they might pass by, floating along a river, or on a railroad track. As long as you're practicing loving kindness toward yourself and others, You're free to try anything here and see how it works for you. And you can do many more things here. You can come here to contemplate interesting notions. You can imagine what you'd do if you stopped believing everything you think. You can practice loving all these visitors, these feelings and thoughts and sensations. And many other things are possible here that can help you. You are free to experiment and see how things go. Your heart will guide you. And finding the peace and quiet up here on your hill can make it easier to hear. This is called the Hilltop visualization. It's one of many skills you can learn that will increase wellness. In Dialectical Behavior Therapy, it's part of the skills of observing and the skills of mindfulness of current thoughts. And you can use it anytime your emotions threaten to take you out of touch with the ground of reality. Anytime your emotions threaten to overpower your senses. You know the feeling when you have been so sad, or so angry, or so ashamed, or so afraid that everything got less clear, and you found yourself being more impulsive. It might even have been like you were watching yourself do things you didn't really want to do. That state of consciousness doesn't come out of nowhere. When you think about how things build up to that point, even if it seemed to happen very quickly, you can notice a moment when you could feel it building, but it wasn't quite very strong yet. Imagine you notice it happening, and you remember that you can go to your hilltop. You can tell whoever you're with, I'm just going to think for a few minutes. And you would get yourself some space, some distance, some privacy, and remember being on your hill. And there you could look at the thoughts and feelings that are coming into you, just like we've discussed. And when you do that, a lot of things can change for the better. Let's imagine it again. Something that really upset you or scared you recently or semi-recently. But instead of lashing out or running away or desperately clinging to someone else, you notice the wave of emotion coming over you, and you remember your hilltop. You sit in the peace and safety there. It may even be difficult sometimes. It could be like there's a storm. But you have something comforting that shields you here. You can wait out the storm. You can watch the thoughts and feelings and sensations. You can acknowledge them without being swept away. And things can get better. It can be very simple to remember this skill. You may be very good at this right away. You can also revisit this session as a means of practice. These things will proceed in the pace that is right for you and your subconscious mind. It will take just the time it needs to resolve whatever is necessary. And there are other skills that can help in similar ways as well, which might be more effective sometimes for some people, and you can learn them too, at the pace that is right for you. That's right. Very good. I'll awaken you soon, and when I do, you can remember this session as well as you need to. Your unconscious will provide you the details as necessary. You have everything you need to be ready to practice this skill, and you can feel very good, very accomplished from practicing it. I'm proud of you. I'll count down from 3, bringing you back to wakefulness step by step. And when I reach 0, you can be fully awake, refreshed, and ready to go forward. 3. Conscious sensation returning. You can feel the furniture you're resting on, hearing the sounds around you. 2. Eyelids not so heavy, opening soon. Wiggle your fingers and toes as conscious control returns. 1. Shifting your body, waking up, eyes blinking, opening, ready to be all the way back up. 0. Wide awake. Very good. Is it time for a drink of water? You did very well practicing with me today. Your hilltop is beautiful and strong, and always available to you. Sometimes might be more difficult than others, but the more you practice, the more adept you'll be, and it will get easier overall. It makes me happy to know you're practicing something that helps you. Come back soon. Have a great day. This is Miss Inke Noir. I have been your guide for this recording. I so hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It can be an even more powerful experience should you return to listen again. This file wouldn't be what it is without all the work of mental health professionals and peer supporters spreading insight about wellness. Special thanks to Marsha Linehan. Feedback and comments are welcome. My email address is missinknoir@gmail.com, and my Twitter is @missinknoir. I love to hear that people listen to the file. I also have a Discord server. Just let me know on email or Twitter if you want a link. Have a great day.